Please pause this video and answer the question before continuing. In this question, we want to determine how many CDs Nessa and Capri have combined. As usual, our first consideration when tackling word problems should be to ask whether we can solve the question by testing the answer choices. Now, since the question asks for the sum of their CDs, testing the answer choices might be cumbersome. So let's solve this question algebraically. Since the question provides information about the number of CDs owned by each person, let's assign variable expressions to these values. Now, from the given information, it appears that Capri might have the fewest CDs, but it's hard to tell. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and let C represent the number of CDs owned by Capri. Alright, now let's deal with Nessa. We are told that the number of CDs that Nessa has is 14 less than twice the number of CDs that Capri has. Now 2C represents twice the number of CDs Capri has, so if we subtract 14 from this, we have an expression for the number of CDs that Nessa owns. Now that we have expressions for the number of CDs owned by each person, we need to write an equation that combines these two expressions. Well, here we are told that if Nessa gives 20% of her CDs to Capri, then Nessa and Capri will have the same number of CDs. Now at the moment, Nessa has 2C minus 14 CDs, and Capri has C CDs. If Nessa gives 20% of her CDs to Capri, then Nessa will have 80% of her CDs remaining. In other words, Nessa will have 4/5 of her CDs remaining. So, the number of CDs that Nessa has remaining will equal 4/5 times the number of CDs she had originally. Now, if Nessa gives 20%, or 1/5, of her CDs to Capri, then the number of CDs that Capri has will equal C, the number of CDs she currently has, plus 1/5 times the number of CDs that Nessa had earlier. Now, once this exchange has taken place, we are told that they have the same number of CDs, so we can add this equal sign. At this point, we have an equation we can solve for C. To do this, we can first eliminate the fractions by multiplying both sides by 5 to get the following. Now we will expand and simplify both sides, then subtract 7C from both sides, and then add 56 to both sides to get C equals 42. Since C represents the number of CDs that Capri originally had, she had 42 CDs. To find the number of CDs Nessa originally had, we will plug 42 in for C to see that she had 70 CDs. So to find the number of CDs they own altogether, we can add 42 and 70 to get 112, so the answer here is D.